They love our perfect
We
imperfections.
to a 5-man crew now. We back.
We back. We back.
You
Yeah, you
feel
back,
me?
bro, off injuries. You know what I
Come on,
mean?
man. You tell them listening at work like, "Yeah, they got to stay coaching too. You get it in." What's up, baby? We back. Between the lines with Coach Stella. We back. I know y'all missed us last week. We had some stuff going on, but we back. I'm
Back.
Coach Stella. Here with my brother, Linnell Lewis,
What's up,
CEO
dog?
of Interviews TV. Thank you for being here with us again. Bro, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. Feeling good, feeling great, man. How about yourself?
I'm feeling good, bro. It's playoff time. It's
Time,
playoff time,
Northeast
bro.
Ohio.
Northeast Ohio. I'm keep, bro.
You
Keep
gotta
it all
be,
the way
man.
100.
You gotta be,
I wish
because
I was coaching, bro.
I did. I was gonna ask you that, like, you know what I'm saying, at this time of
Bruh,
year, did you guys get y'all second win as a coaching staff? Like, it's
I ain't gonna
0 and
lie, hit
0.
me to say I ain't never coached 10 0, but let's say you have a team like Ursula where it's a good
Right.
year. A week 8, week 9, you get that second win. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you a team like if you a team like Cheney or Mooney who kind of down, you
Right.
kind of ain't got no room to get that second win. The
Right.
Eagles
Right.
not
Right.
win
Right.
every week. So it kind of just depends. But I don't care if you're coaching, playing, like you got football in your background, I got football. When this time come around, like it's just different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it was just something about when I played and as a coach, it was just something about watching the news or reading the paper that next day and realizing, oh, we like 2 teams playing in the area. Oh, it's only
Mm-hmm.
2 teams playing in the area. And then a couple times being at JFK where we were the only team left in the area. So all these little things and feelings you bottled up in one, I miss it. So I ain't gonna lie, I miss it, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just so many different ways to approach things for different
Yes.
teams and different that's trending different ways. Talked about Firstland, you know what I'm saying? They've been a
They've been on
bully in
since
the
start.
car, been
Yep.
a bully in um
We got a team like Hardy who
at Hardy.
started slow, had a middle, but playing outside of losing to Massillon, of course, and
Yeah,
losing to Fish, they're playing better football on the back end. You know what I
right,
mean? Of course, you're gonna
right.
say they didn't win every game, but they're playing better football on the back
They
end.
playing better football, and it was their
It was,
schedule. Their
yeah,
schedule is their schedule. If you're gonna be if you're gonna go through it, they came
absolutely.
in, they came in with a ghost quarterback situation,
Right.
not knowing who is be pitching, but you know what I'm saying, to be like at this point in the season
Right.
playing the schedule like that,
Yep.
you kind of like want to go in week one like they the first round of the playoff, then we gonna get
Yeah.
on to it. Like, a team like Harding or some of those other teams who, it might have took them 6, 7 weeks to
Right.
actually find their identity. They might really might be thinking like, St. V, you ain't no Massillon.
Right. That's what they should be thinking.
They might be like, you know what? I don't know. Edgar St. V, y'all might be good, but I don't think you
Absolutely.
know math.
Absolutely. We ain't gonna give them too much sauce though, bro. We
Got you,
coming right
got you,
back
got
to that in a minute. Let's talk about our week 10 recap though, bro. It was at
you.
St. Ed's at Hovind.
Man,
Before we get into the game, every week we got to give a shout out to our Ellie House players of the game. There's normally one player. This week we got two. That's senior defensive lineman Logan Thomas on one end, senior Troy Regovich on the other. These dudes is bookends. They held Hovind's offense, not them, but they were the leaders
right.
and kind of the driving force of leading that Hovind offense to 124 total yards and
Donut.
0 points. Hovind's
Donut.
only point came from an Eli interception, like on the first drive.
Right.
So
Right.
let's talk about that, bro. We was in the house. Talk about them two D linemen, kind of what you seen from their defense last week.
Man. The defensive line for St. Ed's, as you said, those bookends, they're actually when I look at St. Ed's play, in the trenches on
Mhm.
both sides of the ball, I feel like um, they 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 bullies, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know
Sometimes that's the best way to put
no
it.
way to say it, but they're definitely bullies, and their size, their athleticism, their strength. But what I noticed, we get to talk to a lot of the kids
Yes.
after the game, or if we go to their practices. What I also notice is that And them guys, they're not guys aren't the nicest guys when
Right.
in between the
In between the
lines.
lines, they're
They're
not.
not the nicest guys,
Yep.
and they, know,
In a
but
good way, and we saying
in a
not the
good
nicest
way,
guys
in a
in a
good
good way.
way. I mean, a
Right.
business attitude, a
Yes.
business attitude,
Yep.
and I got to talk to Reverend like immediately after the game,
Okay.
and you know what I'm saying, was talking to him meet up game. He said from the beginning, he said couldn't wait to get his hands on one of them because he got that's a respect.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
respect. That's respect to
Yeah.
the
Hoban
Devin
and their
Bells
offense,
and
Devin
those
Bell
guys.
playing
So
against William Satterfield and Javon
right,
Wims, some
right,
of them
right.
time offensive linemen, and it's a competitive mindset. You want to see where he at. Not to cut you off.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro.
but he said he was excited to be on the field and get put his hands
Mhm.
on an offensive line who
Yep.
is also a business,
Yep.
a straight business attitude type of group. So that was the first thing I noticed about that defense. I know we hear a lot, we talk a lot about Hogan's defense,
Right.
and they're Swiss Army
Yep.
of talent. So I was impressed by St. Edward.
Me too, bro. That
And
defense, like you said, Logan and Troy Regovich. It was like you said, they were the best of both worlds. You look at Troy, it's interesting you said he wanted to get his hands on somebody. That's one of the first thing I noticed watching him play. Strong hands.
mhm,
When he do get his hands on you and he lock out, it's over. He control it either way. And then you got Logan Thomas. He's the perfect guy to play to the open side with no tight end. 'Cause he can wreck a game.
right.
If you try to toss or zone run away from him, he chasing that down.
And his radius, his arm, man.
He's so like 6'4", but his wingspan probably 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he got speed too, because they playing Holman. Holman got kids that can run. And I seen him consistently chasing down from the backside or
Mhm.
consistently stringing that play he tried to run to him.
Right,
So what do you
right,
do?
right,
If
right.
I'm not running that Logan Thomas, that means I'm running that regular, and that's the strength. You ain't moving him. You're not moving him. But that
Mhm.
means Logan can chase it from the backside.
Right,
But then if I run at Logan, he's strong enough against a smaller offensive lineman to beat him with power, but he's also athletic enough against a bigger offensive lineman to beat him with speed.
right. And Regovich, there was times that he played in the middle.
Yep.
They would
Slide from the 5, slide down to 4 eye,
right, right.
slide
And
down to a 3 tech.
that that I'm sure that kind of offset the game planning a lot,
Mhm.
or a little bit at least from Hoban because, like you said, you scheme so much. Like they on the outside,
Yep.
then
And they
move you in
slide.
the middle.
And it was great coaching and great game planning because when Troy Regovich would slide and cheat, the play was always going away from him.
Right,
So he was getting
right.
some type of tip. Okay, let me cheat it, try to get a better pursuit angle from the
Exactly,
backside. And
exactly.
before we go, man, shout out to the kids, and we want to make sure we give a shout out to the DC Rapids, man.
Oh yeah,
DC for
oh
St.
yeah.
Ed's had a great game plan, and I know Coach will love this. Like after we got done talking to Logan and Troy, they were saying, make sure you give our DC some love.
I noticed that.
You know what I
I
mean?
noticed
You
that.
don't see
I
that every
noticed
week
that.
in high
I
school.
noticed that.
Even high school kids, not that they don't care about their coordinator, but it's after a high school game, they still kind of teenagers. But for
Mhm.
two teenagers to be able to gather themselves and say, "Yeah, we know we play good," make sure we give our DC some love. To me, that was dope.
It was definitely dope, and, like I said, for a group of young guys to be cognizant of that, they champions,
Right,
they're champions, so
right.
they earn the trust.
Back to back
Right.
Division One state champions going for a three-peat.
So, they're, that trust in their coaching staff, people underestimate that,
Yes,
I'm always a stickler about, what I'm saying, the importance of having winners around,
yes.
and when your coaching staff are winners, they bring back some of the same players or even new players. When you got winners around you, it's not a lot of going back and forth.
It ain't nothing.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of
This is
going back
how
and
it's
forth.
done.
This is how
This
it
is
is.
what we doing.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely. The only thing I will kind of might have to challenge you on
Okay.
the Regovich is that man got to be 33 years old, bro. I swear to God,
Yeah,
that man is
hey,
huge, bro.
Troy, well, you
Bro,
know, this is all love. Man, you a grown man.
that man huge,
Troy a grown
man.
man, bro.
That man is
I
huge.
told a
So
couple friends that, we get a lot of calls after the weekend to just ask us about the game, our thoughts.
right, right,
And every time I talked about him, I was telling Mike, telling Carl, dude a grown man.
right, right.
Dude a grown man. He's
Yeah,
all of
right, right.
6'5". He's all of 255. Long arms.
Yeah,
All He's a grown man.
He might have drove to the game.
Yeah, he might
I
have.
ain't gonna lie. I don't
He
know if
might
he
have.
got
He might have
a
drove the team bus,
yeah,
but
yeah.
heck of a football player. And
Absolutely.
congratulations to the defense. Also, before I go, I'm glad I almost forgot. Shout out to Coach Lombardo. That was
Mhm.
his 100th career win, I'm pretty
It
sure.
was. It
So
was.
shout out to Coach Lombardo, I'm sorry, on his 100th career win. You know what I mean? Big time coach,
Shout
back to
out,
back state
coach.
champion, going for a three-peat. So shout out to Coach. And again, congratulations to Logan, Troy, and on that defense as a whole. Special shout out to Nate Gregory. He was supposed to get the defensive player of the game, but just watching them, I couldn't do nothing but give it to them too. So
Right, right.
shout out
And
to
like
them
you
boys.
said, shout out to coach because
Yeah, shout out to Coach Peter Pappas and Coach Lombardo,
yeah,
man.
Coach Lombardo, you talk to him, and he's just even kill guy, and you hear him after the speech after the game, and he fired up,
It's a
man. You know what I'm
switch.
saying? So shout out to
Absolutely.
coach. Congratulations on
Shout
your
out to
100th
St. Ed's,
victory. Shout
baby.
out to Ned. Shout out to Hoban. Shout out to
Absolutely.
the Hoban. The environment was
Yeah.
right.
Hospitality all
Neds crowd traveled well, so
mhm. It's a beautiful scenery, beautiful atmosphere.
right, a
Like you
little
said,
bit,
shout out to
man.
everybody,
Shout
man.
out to you got Coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead,
Coach Freeman.
let's
Nah,
start.
Coach Freeman was there. His
Right.
assistant coach from Notre Dame, Coach Al Washington,
Yeah,
was there.
yeah.
If anything, I'm gonna give them a shout out because they were nice.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
People that's in the coaching world as high as they are and the accomplishments they have, to
Right.
just be able to have a conversation with a regular dude like me was cool. So I appreciate y'all. Let's move to that Fitch Warren G. Harding though. We were just talking about Warren G. Harding a little bit.
Mhm.
Harding got up early, 13-0. Unfortunately, they lost 14-13. Now we won at the game, but just listening to it and reading about on it, just tell me a couple things how you feel both sides going into week 11.
All right, let's start with Fitch.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with Fitch. Great, congratulations to
Congratulations,
the
Quinn.
Falcons, Coach Parker, and the guys,
Mhm.
um, Falcon Nation. Now, Fitch, they really needed that win.
They did.
They needed that win because as I've been dissecting, we spent some
Mhm.
time. We got to spend some time this year, with Fitch. Been out there around them a few times, and I was starting to,
Yeah. They definitely not playing
consistent at
consistently
a
good football.
right, right, right,
You'll
like
see it for a quarter and a half. You see it for one game this week, but we've never seen it for 4 straight quarters, back-to-back weeks. So I know exactly what you're
yeah,
saying. They needed it, especially going into week 11.
especially going to week 11. I was close to calling Fitch fool's gold
Yeah.
because we were very high on him. We were very
Yep.
high on Fitch,
Yep.
very high on the expectations
Yep.
early,
Mhm.
and they got the win against Saint against Iggy in the double OT early in the
Right.
season,
Right.
and we thought, that
Exactly.
was a signature win,
And
and not
imagine
to
if they
take
didn't get that one.
that's what I say, not to take nothing from him, but we have to be honest.
Yeah.
This ain't the Iggy
Right.
that when you think don't get me wrong, the
This ain't
standard
your uncle and your dad's either.
right, they I don't know if they won 3 games this year.
They're 1-9, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I figured that, but
And shout out to Iggy before we get right back on subject because their schedule is so crazy. They went 1-9 and they like 11 seed. Go ahead, bro.
right. Yeah, well, it's a 64
Yeah,
team
right. I know,
but
right?
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
My grandma got a team on the west side. They
They
playoffs
made the
this year.
playoffs, you know
Right.
what I'm
So
saying?
right.
You know what I mean? I'll be quarterbacking next Friday for somebody, I'm sure. But uh, so Fitch, congratulations, needed that win going into the playoff. Um, like I said, it was starting to look like fool's gold. However, they could be playing their best ball at the right time.
Facts.
That's what's important
Facts.
going into the kind of season. Warren G, okay, they kind of on the opposite side of
Mhm.
that, meaning is that we didn't know what we were going to
Right.
look forward to from Harding this year.
Right.
As homeboys,
Mhm.
we always going to be, um, you know, speak life into
Right.
our guys, right? Because it get deeper in football for us.
Right.
However, we didn't know. We didn't know what we was getting. We was cheering them on. We still are.
Right.
Like I said,
Always.
they were coming off of two wins last year.
Yep.
We double that.
New
So
quarterback, trying to figure out who to be the
it's a lot.
quarterback.
It's a lot
It was a lot.
that goes into putting together a season from a program that has expectations and has a community that everybody rallies around.
Right.
It's a lot of expectations. It's a lot of standards that we look to be
Facts.
upheld. Now, um, I didn't like putting the kicker, and it's no shot to the kicker, but I didn't like that
No.
situation. Um, I want you got a dual threat quarterback. You got double headed monster. You in the backfield,
Right.
maybe triple headed.
Right.
You got Jones, you
Get
got
all type of
Smith.
backs,
Yeah, you got
yeah.
all type of you got all
Yeah.
type of things you could do to get 4 yards at
4th
home.
and 3.
At home, going into a playoff game. I would have liked go get that man.
Yes.
Go take it. You at home,
Yes.
go take and going into the
And then also
playoff.
to piggyback off of that, 'cause actually I hated the decision.
Right.
Like, we was in the cars,
Yeah.
driving back from the game, and I'm watching it. If I wasn't broke, I'd threw my phone out the window. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I just don't believe that, number 1, you gotta have special keys, and again, this ain't nothing about nobody, but it's hard to put somebody in that situation. You know what I mean? Especially a kid that ain't playing like he just kicking. It
Right.
ain't like he
Right.
playing a lot where he's in the flow of the game. But to piggyback before that, like, you got a good drive going.
Moving the
You're
ball.
moving the ball. It's high school, so, like, you're a 40-yard some field goal ain't guaranteed. This ain't college or the NFL. Now, if
Exactly.
you 4th and 3 from the 10, yeah, kick the field goal.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
we 4th and 3 on the 25 in the 20s, like, no. Number 1, no. Number 2, we got a quarterback who's 6'5", 200 pounds. He can throw it. We got a tailback 6'1", 225. We got another tailback who could probably do it. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
But also, this is what I didn't like about it. I'm not saying the coaching staff thought this or not. This is what I didn't like about it. You ain't show Chaz you had no confidence.
Man.
It's bruh, this high school football. It's
Exactly.
4th and 3.
Gotta go get it.
And I'm like you, let's go win the game. Imagine the momentum and the confidence that would be built if you win that game going and then you go into week 11 playing the Akron St. V's team that you already played. Now I got a little more mojo.
Exactly.
Now my quarterback, we won the game. Now he walking around like, yeah, that game on the line. I know I'm gonna have the ball in my hand. They're
Mhm.
gonna let me do my thing.
Mhm.
So I just didn't like it. I didn't like putting the kicker in that position. I didn't like the decision. And then the execution was horrible.
Right.
The dude, he almost over the block, bro.
But we've been
That's how bad our protection was.
and it's not only that, we've been having trouble with snaps pretty consistently throughout the year. So
Yes.
added to the fact that, okay, as a devil's advocate, I can say, listen, let's get our kicker. We going to the playoffs
Right.
anyway. Let's put him in an awkward position.
Right.
So we find ourselves in this position again. So we already put him in an awkward position and we
Right.
depend on him, we depend on him. Um, so I on being devil's advocate, I can see that being a thought process and a perspective. But at the same token, you know, I don't know a game that you're not trying to win. I wouldn't think that I don't think that coaching staff would approach it as, if we
Right.
do, if we don't.
Right.
I don't think there's
At
no
that
game.
point, the decision is what's the best decision for us to win this game? Kicking the field goal or leaving the offense out there and snapping at the Chaz?
Right.
That's the decision.
If you wasn't playing to win, we could
What
have
we
played our
doing?
soft one. We could have sat on. We could have found some gold.
Yeah.
We could have found some gold deep down the roster
Right.
if we was gonna get all the way.
If we're not just trying to win the
If we're
game
not
like
gonna
we
try to
said.
win it,
Right.
then let's take some gold if that's the attitude. But we said it's
It's what it
64,
is,
64
man.
teams
Right.
going to the playoffs, so I guess you can
Right.
play with your decision
And,
making over
like,
there.
it's over, so you gotta be able to let that go, have a great week of practice, and then go out here tomorrow night and show Akron St. V's you can put your best foot forward and they can't beat you again twice. So,
Be a counter puncher.
be a counterpuncher. Now, one more game to recap, bro. Ooh, McKinley, Maslin.
Yeah.
Real quick, Imma get the game part out the way first.
Mhm.
Maslin went in there and took care of business 35-0. There wasn't much to talk about football-wise. Maslin went in there and jumped on them and whooped
Right,
'em,
right.
okay? We all know what happened at the end of the game. Big
Mhm.
fight, melee, brawl, whatever you want to call it. To me, it was sad, bro. I hated to see that because, like, the hoopla and the hype and the lead up to that game, not just in Ohio. You know that's the only high school football game you can bet on in Vegas?
I did not know that. Wow.
So to be able to see that, like now as I get older, let me go back. When I'm young, I hated Youngstown, I hated Urgent, I hated Fitch, I hated because I'm played against them.
Right, right.
Now that I'm grown, that's all part of my community. If I'm
Mhm.
coaching, I don't like you on that night. I'm still trying to whoop you.
Absolutely.
But I hated to see that game get picked up and get the love that it gets. And then on my phone, I literally see the videos all over every website over the country. So I hated to see that. And also I hated to see it because they got 2 good coaches and 2 good dudes leading their program, and unfortunately, they gonna get some of the backlash. I'm not saying they should, but that's just,
Right.
that's just how I go because 'cause they're the head coach. Even though they did a great job of trying to get it settled. Like if you read the articles afterwards, none of them made excuses. They took accountability, so
Mhm.
you can see why Cam McKinley and Maslin both respectively picked both of them guys to be their head coach. They got the right guy. But
Right.
I hate the fact that they get that light, that negative light come back, bro. I just hate it, bro. It's high school football. It's Ohio high school football. Again, when I was growing up and playing, I hated Cam McKinley and Maslin. When I'm a grown man now, it's part of my bigger village, deeper, but part of our community. And I want to see everybody in Ohio do good if we can. So
Right.
the fact that you wake up and you Sports Illustrated got it, Bleacher Report got it. Like it's literally all over. I didn't like that. Tell me how you feel though, bro.
Um, I didn't know that was the only game that you can bet on. But since you brought that point up,
Let me go back. At one point it was. I don't
well
want to like it
well,
could have changed
the
now,
point is
but
made
right,
though. You
right,
drove the
right,
point home
right.
about the
Just how big it
visibility
is.
and things like and I would say, the caveat about the coaches, we got to talk.
Mhm.
I got a chance to, meet both coaches, so I don't think I'm speaking out loud when I say, you know, I definitely don't that those coaches approach even that big
Right.
rivalry, anything other than reverence and
Respect.
respect
Yep.
for the rivalry
The
and the
coaches
coach
that
on the other side, the coach on the other side, as well as the players,
absolutely.
because with those communities, a sophomore could be playing right up the street
Absolutely.
in the next year or two.
Absolutely.
So, um, we understand how those close city rivalries that's
Yes.
hard in the
Yes.
results. So
Right.
we
We get it.
really get
We
those
get it.
type of entrenched rivalries. But what I will say is, looking at the melee, if you want to call, um, we build these rivalries,
Mhm.
we build them, we invest as a community, as a football community, not just Massillon and Canton, but
Football.
just football
Right.
community, right? We build these things up, and you know, we when it's an individual kid, a kid made a
Right.
mistake. This, I think it was. I don't think it was bad as it
No.
right. I don't think it was bad as it
And I
looked.
think it looked bad because of the point I made because of the game that it is.
Right.
And so many cameras and so many phones are going to be out, and it plays Saturday at 2 o'clock. Nobody else playing. So you know what I
They
mean?
get a high visibility, but and deservingly so. Two great
Absolutely.
programs. I would like us to say, no, that's not what we try to have
Right.
happen. The people that were in place, whether it be security, coaches, other players. Let's give credit to the players who were pulling their teammates back.
Right.
Let's give
Yep.
credit to everybody there who
That
kept
nobody's
it
speaking on because in the
right.
videos, it's a lot of people that's trying to do the right thing, teammates trying to help out, coaches breaking it up. You see
Exactly.
officers and like you said to that point, that's a great point, bro. But people ain't gonna see that when they watch the video.
Right. So, and like I said, yeah, we got we got some excitement.
Right.
We sold some tickets for next year. But I don't think, I don't think, I don't think, I don't, and like I said, I wasn't there to get the details. I
Right.
haven't heard any life or limb being lost. But I seen a lot of people there doing their best, trying to do the right things. I seen a lot of players doing the right
Yep.
things. Got we got a lot of players that play at that level and
Yep.
play with that type of energy,
Yeah.
sometimes
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 it spill over.
it spill over,
Mhm.
sometimes you might need a
Right.
few minutes before the line.
Exactly.
Sometimes,
And that's what I was
you
going
know
I got a question for you, bro. Do you give them a few minutes before the line? Do you stop the lines? I don't think you stop them because I think it's good for our kids and their growth as people to learn how to handle a win and a loss. But do you give them 2 minutes? Do you give them like so what I'm saying is, do they put a new rule in where, "Coach, you bring your team over, you talk to them real quick to try to get stuff settled before we go walk that line?" You know what I mean?
And for games, I don't think it's
And I
something
don't
that
wanna overreact either because
right.
it's not like it happens a lot, but I know you know how this
Yeah, for
go. We
certain
know how it's
games,
gonna go.
I would like to see the coaches meet at half at the midfield
Right,
first, and the players
right.
come. So
To
yeah,
kinda have
they go
coaches in between.
they can give us a thumbs up,
Yeah,
and we gonna take it straight in the locker room.
right,
I respect
right,
that. They
right,
can, and the coaches can still set the example
right.
of the sportsmanship being the leaders, but at that point of the game, I'm sure you know a
Right,
coach like Coach Hall or a coach like Coach Moore, they can gauge that.
right,
They got enough respect for each other to
right,
shake hands and say,
right.
my guy, I'm gonna
And
throw
I'm
that
sure
to
the
him
type
straight
of
to the
coaches they is once they get their guys in there still go to the other locker room, shake
exactly,
his hand, let them know, and the other
exactly.
coach understand. That's just a question that was in my head,
Right. So I
but
mean,
last thing Imma say is, man, I didn't like I didn't like the look of it just 'cause I don't wanna say it made Ohio look bad, but it's Ohio football, so anything negative out there. But, man, kids gonna be kids.
right.
Stuff
Okay.
gonna happen. Um, both teams are great programs, great coaches. Again, the rivalry is intense. So stuff happens. But again, I'm just sad, you know, for the kids to have to experience that, for the coaches to get whatever negative backlash they're getting, not from us or nobody. Just how I
Right.
go. And then that's it. So hopefully they shake it off.
We sold some tickets for next year.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Massillon at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium will be packed next year. So,
You know how they
but
come. So
that's it. Let's transition, bro, to our Buena Vista Cafe game of the week this week, bro.
indeed,
We got
indeed.
the Girard Indians traveling to take on the Struthers Wildcat, a rematch of week 4, the second time they'll play. Any 8 conference rivals. In the first game, Struthers beat them 35-28, bro. Tell me a couple things you're looking for.
Man, I love the fact that these two teams are familiar with each other. You know what I'm saying? As out of all these first round games, you get the middle of the pack like this look 'em at a coin flip,
Right,
right? Because of the seeding, an 8, 9
right.
seed, coin flip type of deal. However, no, what I'm looking for in this particular game is if familiarity breeds contempt. Do you think you know them so well that you don't respect? Or, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I
So,
do, bro.
in this match,
Right.
you're
I
looking
like
at
where you're going.
you like a pass heavy team,
Yep,
a run heavy team.
yep.
So,
Contrasting style. Yep.
contrasting styles and yet familiarity.
Mhm.
So, I'm looking to see which side does familiarity breed contempt in this
Right,
matchup. Will somebody say, "We put 35 on them last time, so we gonna do what we do,"
right, right,
or somebody
right,
gonna say 35 almost wasn't enough.
right, right.
You
On the
know
other side is they're gonna say, "Well, we scored 28, but we left 3 touchdowns out there, we cool."
exactly. So that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. This familiarity
Right.
when we lining up in the trenches.
Yep,
I'm the smelt your breath.
yep,
You know,
yep, yep.
it remind me of getting
I know all your
getting
little
sweat kicks,
telltales.
or am I gonna be overfilled mind and think I dominated this matchup
Doing
last
it
time,
again.
I can do it again. But how do I know that wasn't my offensive tackle? That was his last time being
Right,
put. I don't
right.
know that
You don't know.
that might have been his
You don't
he
know.
might have got his toe up so much in the
Yep.
locker room and
Great
films
point.
that was his last time
It's a great point, bro.
getting dominated. So I'm looking to see, do the familiarity
Right.
contempt. And on that note, we're gonna take a break. Bro ain't watching the camera.
Gotcha. Oh.